Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all for an enlightening session on sexual harassment at workplace. Am I audible?
Yes, you
Thank you.
are.
Thank you. Sexual harassment is a common problem affecting all women in the world, irrespective of the profession that they are in. Sexual harassment at a workplace is considered violation of women's right to equality, life, and liberty. It creates an insecure and hostile work environment. With this idea, the legislature formulated the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition, Redressal Act 2013. The need for such legislation was observed first time by the Supreme Court in a 1997 case, Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan. After 16 years of Vishaka case, this act was enacted with the objective to provide protection against sexual harassment of women at workplace and for the prevention and redressal of complaints of sexual harassment and for matter connected. Today we have with us Mrs. Madhu Sharma ma'am, the speaker for the webinar. Welcome ma'am. She is a lawyer with passion to work for the society. She is a perfect inspiration for women who fight for justice. She has been working for years on cases where women's voice and respect is suppressed by the society. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. I hope with this session, many more soldiers are equipped with the insight to fight for women and know that each effort can make a difference. Welcome, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Is ma'am audible to all? Please reply in the chat box. Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Good evening to everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Um,
Ma'am, we can start the session now.
okay, okay.
Thank you.
Today we are going to discuss sexual harassment at workplace, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. तो I am discussing this topic with a PPT.
Sure, ma'am.
PPT हाँ तो PPT है सबकी स्क्रीन पर आ रहा है PPT. PPT आ गया है
Yes, ma'am.
स्क्रीन पर.
Yes, ma'am. सबकी स्क्रीन
ओके
पर
ओके ओके ओके. सबसे पहले हम ये देखते हैं कि व्हाट इज सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट. ओके. सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट एट अ वर्क प्लेस इज कंसिडर्ड वायलेशन ऑफ वुमेन्स राइट टू इक्वालिटी लाइफ एंड लिबर्टी. It creates an insecure and hostile work environment which discouraged women participation in work, thereby adversely affecting their social and economic empowerment and the goal of inclusive growth. Today, all workplaces in India are mandated by law to provide a safe and secure working environment free from sexual harassment for all women. अब हमें इस एक्ट की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी. जो जो ये हमारा सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट ऑफ वुमेन एंड वुमेन एट वर्क प्लेस है, इसकी हमें ज़रूरत 1992 में इसके लिए गाइडलाइंस बनी थी. केस था एक विशाखा वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ राजस्थान एंड अदर्स. ओके.
Yes, ma'am.
1992 A rural level change agent, Bhavri Devi, was engaged by the state of Rajasthan as a Sathin to work towards the prevention of the practice of child marriages. During the course of her works, she prevented the marriage of a 1-year-old girl in community. That omission came at great cost. Bhavri Devi was subsequently gang raped by those community men. Based on the facts of Bhavri Devi's case, a public interest litigation was filed by Vishakha and other groups of women against the state of Rajasthan and Union of India before the Supreme Court of India. In this case, Supreme Court, in exercise of power available under Article 32 of Constitution of India, framed guidelines to be followed at all workplaces or institutions until legislation is enacted. तब तक कोई legislation था नहीं इंडिया में. तो what was these guidelines? एक बार मैं थोड़ा सा guidelines को बताऊंगी. In accordance with Article 141 of India's Constitution, the guidelines were duty of the employer or other responsible persons in workplaces and other institutions, preventive steps थे, criminal proceedings, disciplinary action, complaint mechanism, complaints committee, workers initiative, awareness, or any third party. It shall be the duty of employer to take all necessary and responsible steps so as to assist the affected person. तो ये सारी गाइडलाइंस जो है हमारी विशाखा वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ राजस्थान एंड अदर्स में वो की थी, फॉलोड की गई थी वर्क प्लेसेस और इंस्टीट्यूशन से, जब तक ये हमारा लेजिस्लेशन एक्टेड नहीं था. So this was the legislation, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. In 2013, the Government of India notified the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013 is legislative act in India that seeks to protect women from sexual harassment at their workplace. This came into force from 9th December 2013. This act was enacted to provide protection against sexual harassment of women at workplace and for the prevention and redressal of complaints of sexual harassment and for matter connected therewith on incidental thereto. Whereas sexual harassment results in violation of the fundamental rights of a woman to equality under Article 14 and 15 of Constitution of India and right to life and to live with dignity under Article 21 of Constitution of India and right to practice and profession to carry on any occupation, trade or business with includes a right to safe environment free from sexual harassment. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what is workplace? A workplace includes any department, organization, undertaking, establishment, enterprise, institution, office, branch, or unit which is established, owned, controlled, or wholly or substantially financed by funds provided directly or indirectly by the appropriate government or the local authority or a government company or a corporation or a cooperative. Any private sector, organization, or a private venture, undertaking, enterprise, institution, establishment, society, trust, non-government organization, unit or service provider carrying on commercial, professional, vocational, educational, industrial, health service or financial activities including production, supply, sale, distribution or service, hospitals or nursing home. इनके अलावा एनी स्पोर्ट इंस्टीट्यूट, स्टेडियम, स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स और कॉम्पिटिशन or games venue, whether residential or not used for training, sports or other activities relating thereto, any place visited by the employee arising out of or during the course of employment, including transportation by the employer for undertaking such journey, a dwelling place or a house. Okay, this was the workplace. Now, what is sexual harassment? Workplace is defined in this act in section 2. There are many definitions in sections 2. We are discussing only important definitions. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
What is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment includes such unwelcome sexually determined behavior, whether directly or by implication, as physical contact and advances, a demand or request for sexually colored remarks, showing pornography, any other welcome physical, verbal or non-verbal conduct of sexual nature. Now, what is aggrieved woman means? In relation to a workplace, a woman of any age, whether employed or not, who alleges to have been subjected to any act of sexual harassment by the respondent. In relation to dwelling place or house, a woman of any age who is employed in such a dwelling place or house. This is discussed in section 2A. इसमें थोड़ा सा मैंने और डिटेल में डिस्कस किया है. एग्रीव्ड वुमेन में वर्किंग भी है, विजिटिंग ए वर्क प्लेस और स्टूडेंट भी है. अब वर्किंग में डोमेस्टिक वर्कर आगे, रेगुलर और टेम्पररी एड हॉक डेली वेजर फॉर रेम्यूनरेशन और वॉलंटरी बेसिस, अदरवाइज एम्प्लॉयड डायरेक्टली और थ्रू एजेंट. इसमें कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वर्कर, प्रोबेशनर, ट्रेनी, कॉल्ड बाय एनी अदर सच नेम भी इंक्लूडेड है. ओके.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, prevention of sexual harassment. No woman shall be subjected to sexual harassment at any workplace. The following circumstances, among other circumstances, if it occurs or is present in relation to or connected with any act or behavior of sexual harassment, may amount to sexual harassment, implied or explicit promise of preferential treatment in her employment, or implied or explicit threat or detrimental treatment in her employment, or implied or explicit threat about her present or future employment status, or interference with her work, or creating an intimidating or offense or hostile work environment for her, or humiliating treatment likely to affect her health or safety. This is mentioned in section 3. Now, a constitution of internal complaints committee. Every employer is obliged to constitute an ICC, means internal complaints committee, through a written order, which in this committee there is a chairperson, who is woman working at senior level as employee. If not available, then nominated from other office, units, department, workplace of the same employer. 2 members minimum from amongst employees committed to the cause of women or having legal knowledge or experience in social work. Member from amongst NGO associations committed to the cause of women or a person familiar with the issue of sexual harassment. This is mentioned in section 4 of this act. Now, notification of district officer. State governments will notify a district magistrate or additional district magistrate, collector or deputy collector as a district officer at the local level. The district officer will be responsible for carrying out the powers and functions under the act at the district levels, including every block, taluka, tehsil, ward and municipality. This is mentioned in section 5 of this act. Constitution and jurisdiction of local committee. The district officer will constitute an LCC, local commission committee, in every district so as to enable women in the unorganized sector or small establishments to work in an environment free of sexual harassment. The LCC will receive complaints from women working in an organization having less than 10 workers when the complaint is against the employer himself, from domestic workers. This is mentioned in section 6. Composition, tenure and other terms and conditions of local committee. Chairperson, member, 2-person and ex officio member. This is mentioned in section 7. Chairperson should be nominated from amongst the eminent women in the field of social work and committed to the cause of women. Nominated member nominated from amongst the women working in the block, taluka or tehsil or ward or municipality in the district. Two members should be nominated from amongst such NGO or association persons committed to the cause of women or familiar with the issues relating to sexual harassment, provided that at least one must be a woman, at least one must have a background of law or legal knowledge, or an ex officio member should be the concerned officer dealing with social welfare of women and child development in the district. Grants and audit. The central government may, after due appropriation made by Parliament by law in this behalf, make to the state government grants of such sums of money as central government may think fit for being utilized for the payment of fees or allowances referred to in subsection 4 of section 7. The state government may set up an agency and transfer the grants made under the subsection 1 to that agency. The agency shall pay to the district officers such sums as may be required for the payment of fees or allowances referred to in subsection 4 of section 7. The accounts to the agency referred to in subsection 2 shall be maintained and audited in such manner as may, in consultation with the Accountant General of the state, be prescribed, and the person holding the custody of the accounts of the agency shall furnish to the state government before such date. This is mentioned in section 8. Who can complain and where? If any woman is suffering from sexual harassment at workplace, she can complain. In case of physical incapacity, complaints relative, complainant's friend, co-worker, officer or NCW or SCW, any person who has knowledge of the incident with the written consent of the complainant. In case of mental incapacity, complainant's relative, complainant's friend, special educator, qualified psychiatrist, psychologist, guardian, authority under whose care the complainant is receiving treatment or care, any person with knowledge of the incident jointly with any person mentioned above. In case of complainant's death, any person with knowledge of the incident with the written consent of her legal heir. In case complainant is unable to file the complaint for any other reason by any person who has knowledge of the incident with her consent. This is mentioned in section 9. In section 10, conciliation is mentioned. In internal committee or as the case may be, the local committee may before initiating an inquiry under section 11 and at the request of the aggrieved woman take steps to settle the matter between her and the respondent through conciliation, provided that no monetary settlement shall be made as a basis of conciliation. Clear it is? Where a settlement has been arrived at under subsection 1, the internal committee or the local committee, as the case may be, shall record the settlement so arrived and forward the same to the employer or the district officer to take action as specified in the recommendation. The internal committee or the local committee, as the case may be, shall provide the copies of the settlement as recorded under subsection 2 to the aggrieved woman and the respondent. Where a settlement is arrived at under subsection 1, no further inquiry shall be conducted by the internal committee or the local committee. In section 11, inquiry into complaint is mentioned. In section 12, action during pendency of inquiry. In section 13, inquiry report. In section 14, sorry, it is repeated. section 13. It is section 14. Punishment of false or malicious complaint and false evidence. In section 15, determination of compensation is mentioned. For the purpose of determining the sums to be paid to the aggrieved women under clause 2 of subsection 3 of section 13, the internal committee or the local committee, as the case may be, shall have regard to the mental trauma, pain, suffering and emotional distress caused to the aggrieved woman, the loss in the career opportunity due to the incident of sexual harassment, medical expenses incurred by the victim for physical or psychiatric treatment, the income and financial status to the respondent, feasibility of such payment in lump sum or in installments. These are the grounds to determine the compensation to aggrieved women. In section 16, prohibition of publication or making known contents of complaint and inquiry proceeding is mentioned. In section 17, penalty for publication or making known contents of complaint and inquiry proceeding. In section 18, appeal is mentioned. In section 19, duties of employer are mentioned. What are duties of employer? Provide a safe working environment at the workplace with shall include safety for person coming into conduct at the workplace. Display at any conspicuous place in the workplace the penal consequences of sexual harassment and the order constituting the internal committee under section 1 of section 4. Organize workshops and awareness programs at regular intervals for sensitizing the employees with the provisions of the Act and orientation programs for the member of the internal committee in the manner as may be prescribed. Provide necessary facilities to the internal committee or the local committee as the case may be for dealing with complaint and conducting an inquiry. Assist in securing the attendance of respondent and witness before the internal committee or the local committee as the case may be. Make available such information to the internal committee or local committee as the case be, as it may require having regard to the complaint made under subsection 1 of section 9. Provide assistance to the woman if she so chooses to file a complaint in relation to the offence under the IPC or any other law for the time being in force. Cause to initiate action under the IPC or any other law for the time being in force against the perpetrator or if the aggrieved woman so desires where the perpetrator is not an employee in the workplace at which the incident of sexual harassment took place. Treat sexual harassment as a misconduct under the service rules and initiate action for such misconduct. Monitor the timely submission of reports by the internal committee. So these were duties of employer under section 19. Duties and powers of district officer. This is mentioned in section 20 of this act. The district officer shall monitor the timely submission of reports furnished by the local committee, take such measures as may be necessary for engaging non-governmental organization for creation of awareness on sexual harassment and the rights of the women. In section 21, committee to submit annual report. Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. In section 21, committee to submit annual report. In section 22, employer to include information is annual report. In section 23, appropriate government to monitor implementation and maintain data. In section 24, appropriate government to take measures to publicize the act. In section 25, power to call for information and inspection of records. In section 26, penalty or non-compliance with provisions of act. And in section 27, it is mentioned cognizance of offense by courts. In section 28, act not in derogation of any other law. In 29, power of appropriate government to make rules is mentioned. The central government may, by notification in the official gazette, make rules for carrying out the provision of this act, according to section 29. In particular and without prejudice to the foregoing power, such rules may provide for all or any of the following matters, namely the fees or allowances, nomination of members, the fees or allowance to be paid to the chairperson and members, the person who make complaint under section subsection 2 of section 9, the manner of inquiry, the powers for making an inquiry, the relief to be recommended, the manner of action to be taken, the manner of action to be taken under subsection 1 and 2 of section 14. The manner of action to be taken under section 17, the manner of organizing workshops, awareness programs for sensitizing the employees and orientation programs for the members of the internal committee, the form and type for preparation of annual report by internal committee. And in section 30, power to remove difficulties is given. So there are sections from 1 to 31 in this act. So I hope that ये जो एक्ट है हमारा ये So this was our act, the sexual harassment of women at workplace. I think it was helpful.
Yes, ma'am. Shortly, it was helpful.
हाँ,
Thank you for the information, ma'am.
हाँ.
And
If
now,
there is any query,
yes, ma'am. I was about to ask this. If you
yes,
permit, we can take up questions.
yes,
Okay.
sure.
Now we will be taking up questions. Please write down your questions in the chat box.
Is there any question I did not receive?
Yes, ma'am. There is a question.
Yes.
Uh, we have a question from Nija Gautam. Ma'am, do we have any provisions for men?
Yes.
Ma'am, do we
नहीं,
have any?
according, हाँ, no, 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 no. According to this act, there is no provision for men. I have discussed definitions according to this act, where it is only a aggrieved woman, not a man.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, Neerja Gautam is also asking, what if a man
Yes.
suffers from any kind of harassment? Then,
Then there are other provisions.
okay, ma'am.
Other acts are, there are other acts which provide relief to the men also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Any other question? We have a question from Shikha Jha. What if a
Yes.
man is falsely accused of harassment? What should he do?
He have harassment. हैरेसमेंट मतलब किस टाइप का हैरेसमेंट क्या पूछना चाह रहे हैं? जैसे हम यहाँ पर जो है वो वुमेन के सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो ये जो हैरेसमेंट है ये मेन के हैरेसमेंट के बारे में पूछा जा रहा है, तो किस तरह का हैरेसमेंट के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं?
Shikha Jha, can you please explain? Okay, ma'am, we will go on. Sorry. If a woman falsely accuses a man of harassing her due to any reason, even when
हम्म.
he actually didn't do it, so
हम्म.
what actions can that man take?
Okay, okay. In this act, I have mentioned section 14,
Yes, ma'am.
punishment for false or malicious complaint and false evidence. तो अगर किसी भी मतलब कंप्लेंट लगता है हमें कि इट इज फॉल्स, तो अंडर सेक्शन 14 जो लेडी है उसके अगेंस्ट भी एक्शन लिया जाएगा.
जी,
इट इज
ma'am.
क्लियर इन सेक्शन 14.
Okay, ma'am. Uh, we have a question from Prachi Jain.
Yes.
Ma'am, do you think this act is properly implemented to deal with sexual offences at workplace?
Yes. This is specifically mentioned
Okay, ma'am.
in this act.
Okay, ma'am. Uh,
Special inquiry is mentioned, committee is conducted,
okay, ma'am.
inquiry. सी सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट के लिए वुमेन हो या गर्ल है या चाइल्ड है, बहुत सारे एक्ट्स हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया में हैं, जो कि जिसमें रिलीफ दिया गया है. ये स्पेसिफिकली जो एक्ट दिया गया है ये इसीलिए है कि जो वर्क प्लेस पर सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट हो रहा है उसे कैसे प्रिवेंट किया जाए वुमेन को.
जी, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, we have a question from Nishank
Yes.
Mittal.
Yes.
Can sexual harassment be perpetrated by someone of the same sex?
Yes. अकॉर्डिंग टू एक्ट ऐसा कुछ मेंशन तो है नहीं स्पेसिफिकली कि मैन के थ्रू ही अगर सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट किया जाए तो.
Okay, ma'am. Uh, Thank you, ma'am. If there are
ओके.
any further questions, please write them in the
यस.
chat box. We will compile
ओके.
all the questions and send it to ma'am.
ओके. ओके.
Ma'am, now we are opening the platform for the attendees if they want to present their opinions or suggestions related to today's theme.
ओके.
If anyone wants to present his or her opinion regarding the theme, you can do it. Yes, Yashfa Khan, you can share.
कुछ लोग कहते हैं औरत का कोई घर नहीं होता, पर मेरा यकीन है औरत के बिना कोई घर नहीं होता। नमस्कार, सबसे पहले मैं उनका धन्यवाद करती हूँ जिन्होंने मुझे ये बोलने का मौका दिया। मुझे आसमान छूना है, मैंने आसमान छुआ है। मैं ममता की मूरत मदर टेरेसा हूँ, मैं इंदिरा गांधी हूँ, मैं चट्टानी इरादों वाली माँ मेरी कॉम हूँ, मैं माँ बाप का और देश का नाम रोशन करने वाली सानिया मिर्जा हूँ, मैं अंतरिक्ष में जाने वाली कल्पना चावला हूँ और मैं सुनीता विलियम्स हूँ। दिल में बस जाऊं मैं मोहब्बत हूँ, कभी बहन कभी ममता की मूरत हूँ, हर रूप रंग में ढल कर सवर जाऊं, सब्र की मिसाल, हर रिश्ते की ताकत हूँ। अपने हौसले से तकदीर को बदल दूं, सुन लो दुनिया, हाँ मैं औरत हूँ, हाँ मैं औरत हूँ, हाँ मैं औरत हूँ। इस दुनिया की आधी आबादी हूँ, हिंदुस्तान के 70 साल बाद भी मुझे हक के लिए लड़ना पड़ता है। आज भी मुझे खुली हवा में सांस लेने का हक नहीं, आज भी मुझे आत्मनिर्भर होने से पहले ये सोचना पड़ता है लोग क्या कहेंगे। आज भी औरतों को उड़ने के लिए मर्दों के परों का सहारा लेना पड़ता है। क्यों? क्या मैं इंसान नहीं? क्या मेरा कसूर सिर्फ इतना है कि मैं लड़की हूँ? क्या मुझे जीने का हक नहीं? क्या मुझे खुली फिजा में सांस लेने का हक नहीं? कुछ लोग कहते हैं ईश्वर ने मर्दों को ताकतवर बनाया है, रक्षक बनाया है, लेकिन ये ताकत तो सिर्फ मुझे दबाने के लिए इस्तेमाल होती है। इसे रक्षक कहा गया है, वही मेरी इज्जत का, आबरू का, मेरी जिंदगी का भक्षक बन जाता है। मैं बेखौफ जीना चाहती हूँ, मैं भी आजाद जीना चाहती हूँ। मैं आधी आबादी हूँ, आधी दुनिया हूँ, मैं आधी दुनिया की आवाज हूँ, पर फिर भी मुझ पर अत्याचार होता है। मेरे पैदा होने से पहले मुझे मारने की साजिशें रची जाती हैं, मेरी तरक्की से पहले मुझे रोका जाता है, कदम कदम पे मुझे याद दिलाया जाता है मैं लड़की हूँ। कभी कभी मेरे मन में विचार आता है, लड़कियों को लड़कों से कम क्यों समझा जाता है? लड़कों को कुल का वंश समझा जाता है तो लड़कियों को बोझ को समझा जाता है। लड़कों का पढ़ना लिखना सही समझा जाता है तो लड़कियों को पढ़ना लिखना गलत क्यों समझा जाता है? लड़कों के पैदा होने पर खुशी मनाई जाती है तो लड़कियों के पैदा होने पर शोक क्यों मनाया जाता है? लड़कियों को घर से बाहर निकलने के लिए रोका जाता है तो लड़कों को बाहर निकलते समय उन्हें मर्यादा में रहने का क्यों नहीं सिखाया जाता? अब जरूरत है संकीर्ण सोच के बदलने की। अब हर किसी को जगना होगा और सबको जगाना होगा। बहुत सहेलियां नारी ने, अब उसे उसका हक दिलाना होगा, अब उसे उसका हक दिलाना होगा। धन्यवाद।
That was a great poem and opinion. Uh, Now, if anyone else wants to share anything,
Yes, good evening, everyone. I would like to share some. So many a times we just, open up to us and subjected to sexual harassment. So at that, that we think if we do anything, then actions should be more and more. So today I am here to share with you if some of us. So we should make them reassure that it's fault. It's never the survivor's fault. No one has to be sexually assaulted what they wear, say, or do. And we should give them a safe environment, make them safe sometimes, and we should support them and we should make them understand that yes, them and fill them with courage and make them yes, they are a survivor, not a victim. We should make them realize that okay, it's and we can say things like it's not your fault, I'm sorry this happened, I believe you, how can I help you, I'm glad you told me, I'll support and you're not alone. And we should make them realize that it's not their fault, it's the boy's fault, and it's not what they wear, it's the society's fault that they have been brought up in a society, their fault to be sexually assaulted, when in reality it's the men's fault that they think they objectify women as they are. It's a toxic society, not
Urvi,
that.
sorry to interrupt, but your voice is not clear.
Should I repeat it?
Uh, if You can try, but the voice was not clear. There is some network issue, I think.
Okay. So am I clear now?
Yes, you are clear.
So I'll be sharing with you all what can one do if someone opens up to us and say that they have been sexually assaulted. So many a times we come across people who are vulnerable to us and they share that they have been sexually assaulted, and we feel that if we say something, if we act in a certain way, that will hurt them. So we can make them reassure that it's not their fault that they have been sexually assaulted. It's not their fault that they are in such a position today. It's the men's fault that they objectify women. It's the men's fault that they see women as someone they can act inappropriately with. They think that women are objects of pleasure. Men should learn to respect women. We can make them understand that it's okay. It's not their fault that they are such a in a position today. We can say phrases like "I'm there for you." "I'm sorry this happened. I'm glad you told me. I'll support your choices." An important part of helping the survivor is to identify ways in which the survivor can establish their sense of physical and emotional safety. We should make them realize that they should seek medical help and they should open up to their parents or their supported ones, because if they do that, then they can impose legal actions on the person who has done inappropriate things with them. Even if a woman wears a full body dress, they can be raped. Even if a woman wears a mini skirt, they can be raped. So it's not the fault of the women that they are objectified in the society. It's the society fault that that the men have been brought up in a society which objectifies them. Thank you.
Thank you. Uh, that was a great opinion. Anyone else who wants to share his or her views?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I would just like to say something. Uh, Firstly, I would like to thank you for giving us this beautiful session on sexual harassment at workplace and making us aware. Secondly, I would also like to thank you and the whole team of Delhi Commission for Women for working really very good in this field and helping women. We could see really your work has paid off, because really you have uplifted women, and especially those who were very much neglected, they are very much uplifted by you and your team. Also, I would like to say sexual harassment at workplace is a major issue nowadays and is increasing, because for example, the employee or the girl employee or the women employee who's working there, she's always मतलब उसकी आवाज़ को दबा दिया जाता है just by her boss by saying that I'll throw you out of the work. So organizations like Delhi Commission for Women and many NGOs who are working for this purpose have been successful, and I guess this is a better platform to discuss our opinions and problems, or we can even share experiences of our friends who have faced such kind of problems, because being a woman, I know many people who have faced lots and lots of problems, not only at workplace but even in public transports. I didn't wanted to point out this point, but as we are discussing it, even I have seen myself people being harassed, women being harassed in public transports, but the point is, nor are they being able to raise their voices, nor you can, because you'll be pointed out. So we need to raise our voices, or we should help those women, or we need to bring awareness to stop all this, because it's high time now. And now, in the end, talking about the sexual harassment at work, it needs to be stopped, because even the male employee with you is being paid the same wage. Then why is a woman being harassed at work? It should not be done and should be taken into consideration, or should be or like the boss or the head of the company should assure that all this is not carried out and it's a safe place for their work. Like it's their safe place and they can work safely without facing any such issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishita, for sharing your views. Anyone else who wants to share his or her views?
Shall I?
Yes, sure.
Okay. First of all, good evening, everyone. And thank you, Madhu ma'am, for such an insightful view.
Thank you.
Now, I agree with all of my fellow speakers who have spoken before me. And I highly, highly appreciate the fact that everyone is coming up and speaking so openly about such a stigmatized topic. So it's really good to hear such powerful opinions. Now, as a girl myself, I have been subjected to sexual harassment from a very young age. And most of us don't like to talk about it openly, but even girls of my age, of like 18 to 20 years old, we have experienced sexual harassment and assault, verbal and physical both, at like extremely young ages. As I remember, I was, for my personal experience, it goes as far as like when I was at least 12 or 11 years old. And the fact that it continues to go on even when a woman is in her college or she's completing her education, she's outside working. And this seems to be a universal phenomenon because no matter where you are in the society, no matter how great of a society or urban population that you're living in, it can be a very rural or like a backward place that you're from. If you are a woman, you are going to be subjected to violence, which comes in forms of harassment, assault, and objectification. So, given that it is a universal theme that seems to be going around for decades and decades now, there is no doubt that yes, it does need to be stopped, but also, as much as we should like to sympathize and empathize with the victims, even women and men, also men who face such harassment and objectification, we should be empathizing with them. That is extremely true. But at the same time, we should not be afraid to call out the ones who are doing it. We should actually like put the objectifiers or put the ones who are assaulting the women and men at work at their rightful place, calling their names out, moving them into the public eye, and actually taking legal action towards them. And that thank you so much, ma'am, for telling us about all our legal rights that we can practice. And as long as there's going to be this fear of speaking out, and a fear of shame or fear of guilt that and a regret that comes with it, I don't think we will be able to move forward as much as we like to preach about it. So that's it. That's my 2 cents on this topic. And thank you everyone for such an informative lesson.
Thank you, Shikha. Before we take one last opinion, I would like to inform link for the feedback and certificates is in the chat box and it will be accessible for only 10 minutes. Please fill this form correctly. No changes would be accepted afterwards. And certificates will be provided only to those who fill the form in time. Uh, Now we can have another
I'm sorry, could you repeat? Could you repeat, please?
I said that feedback the form for certificate and feedback is in the this chat box. You can fill it, and it is only for 10 minutes. And be correct with your details because we will not be accepting any changes after that. Anyone else who wants to share the opinion?
Hi, good evening, all of you. My question is from Madhu, ma'am.
Yes.
Are you, ma'am? Many women suffer from sexual harassment, and she is not able to go against his boss and his superior because of her voice is suppressed by that powerful man. Then how can we support her?
देखो, जो भी एग्रीव्ड है या जो भी सफर कर रहा है उसको अपनी वॉइस रेज तो करना ही पड़ेगा. ठीक है। इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे एनजीओज वगैरह भी बने हुए हैं और डीसीडब्ल्यू है, बहुत सारे एनजीओज इस तरह से है कि अगर कोई भी सफ़र कर रहा है और अपना वॉइस रेज नहीं कर पा रहा है तो उनको सपोर्ट करने के लिए बहुत सारे एनजीओज, बहुत सारे गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू काफ़ी सारे एनजीओज और कमीशन बने हुए जो उनकी हेल्प कर सकते हैं। बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल स्टेप तो उसी को लेना होगा जिसको अपना जो एग्रीव्ड है, अदरवाइज आप कैसे उसकी हेल्प कर सकते हैं?
मैम ऐसा अक्सर होता है कि जब गर्ल्स पुलिस के पास जाती हैं हेल्प के लिए तो पुलिस खुद भी उन्हें हरास करते हैं।
बिल्कुल
तो
हरास
इस
करते हैं, मैं
सिचुएशन में क्या
मानती हूँ
करना
इस
चाहिए?
चीज को, इसीलिए तो मैं कह रही हूँ ना कि जो एनजीओज बनाए गए हैं और कमीशन भी है कि इफ अगर कहीं पे लगता है, वैसे तो होता नहीं है इस तरह क्योंकि आजकल का लॉ जो है वो इतना स्ट्रिक्ट है कि पुलिस भी जो है वो हैरेस नहीं कर सकते हैं, बट फिर भी अदरवाइज भी फिर है भी, तो उसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस हैं जिसके थ्रू जाकर कोई भी एग्रीड वुमेन कंप्लेंट कर सकती है और उनके सपोर्ट्स के लिए है। गवर्नमेंट में मैंने जैसे बताया था कि कॉम्पनसेशन का भी एक ऑप्शन है कि अगर फिर भी ये रहता है कि भाई अगर मैं कंप्लेंट करती हूँ तो मुझे सॉरी चला जाए या जो भी उसके साथ प्रॉब्लम है, तो उसके लिए भी काफी सारे ऑप्शंस है। कंपनसेशन दिया जाता है उन लोगों को ताकि इस दौरान वो सफर ना कर पाए फाइनेंशियली। तो उसके लिए मैंने
थैंक यू।
ऑप्शंस बताए थे कि इसमें कंपनसेशन का भी प्रोविजन है, तो जिसकी वजह से वो फाइनेंशियली सफर नहीं कर सकते हैं। बस वही है
थैंक
कि
यू मैम।
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उनको अपने आप ही वॉइस तो रेज करना ही पड़ेगा। हेल्प करने के लिए बहुत लोग हैं बट वॉइस तो एक बार रेज करना ही होगा।
यस मैम।
Thank you, ma'am, for this informative session, and thank you all for actively participating in the session. Uh, Thank you.
थैंक यू।